Hello, welcome to the Sky Spirit channel. I believe I'm live. I hope I am. If somebody can just confirm that in the chat, that would be really helpful to me. I think I'm looking at little counters on the top and it says that I am live as far as I know. So I'm going to continue as if I was, and hopefully I am, and if not, then, oh, hang on, I've got a little message. Oh, it's, oh, thank you, Charlene, I'm live. And that little message was YouTube stream health is excellent. Thank you, Prism. Prism is the software that I'm using to stream to YouTube and my Facebook page. And it's free. And my good friend Gav put me in the direction of it. But it's ever so good. Because, you know, like, for example, everybody on the Sean Atwood channel and Beverly and Lady D and that are all using something called StreamYard. But it's like, I think it was like £40 a month or something. And I'm just not able to do that right now. But maybe in the future. In fact, when I was talking to Lady D a couple of days ago about Psychic Saturday, because I'm on this Saturday with her and Azria, she was talking about she's going to host it, but then she's going to they're going to take turns, and she says like, and when you get StreamYard, you can take turns to host as well. And I was like, oh, what? Can you imagine like having to do that? I guess you get used to it, don't you? I guess you know how to do it after a while quite easily. But yeah, I'm guessing that we have. Can you imagine if I messed that up? Whoops. So yeah, that wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be a good thing at all. So I found out yesterday that I'd been streaming my live tarot to my actual Facebook, like normal profile for 3 or 4 days. And I'd set it up to stream to on Facebook. I have a page called Astral Angels. It's facebook.com/my Astral Angels if you wanted to look. So it was set to stream to there because I'd sort of kept my spiritual life on that side, and on my other Facebook I've got like family and normal friends. And so they now all know the depths of my weirdness because I've been streaming my tarot to there. And I just found out yesterday because I went on, and like I set it up to stream to Astral Angels, and I had just went on the settings this morning and yeah, saw that it's actually set up to stream to the normal one. So this program, although it is free, it's great, but it seems to change the settings, and so does YouTube. So I've got to be careful. Yeah, Charlene, I'd love to stream to X. I do have X, but I'm a bit I'm going to trial it out because I'm a bit concerned because I've read that every platform that you stream to takes a little bit more of the bandwidth, and my internet connection isn't that good here because I live out in the sticks and we don't have fibre and stuff like that. So I need to try it. But yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? And maybe Tumblr, in case I get kicked off YouTube at some point, because it happens to people. It happens to people. Right, okay, so I'm rabbiting on already. Welcome to the Sky Spirit channel. We are going to spend a little bit of time this morning looking at the general astrology for the day, just a quick look. We'll then do a collective reading, which may be for you. Spirit might nudge you in this direction to get that reading. And we'll then do a 12-card reading where you can choose a number between 1 and 12 and take the interpretation of that card to answer any questions that you have, or you can choose more than one number, or you can just take the whole reading. We've sort of gone down that line now. So just the astrology, interesting today. We've got Venus in Aries, and that's conjoining Neptune in Aries, which means that they're virtually on top of each other. Now, you'll know, if you know anything about astronomy, that Neptune and Venus are not close together. But if you think about astrology, it's like you're looking at it flat. You're looking at it circular. So even though Neptune's over here and Venus is here compared to us, like looking at them like that, if you see what I mean, they are conjoined, so they're together. So what that means interpretation-wise is that it's a lucky day. It's a day where things can change. Fate takes part, but it's also down to luck. Dreams can come true. Now, because Venus is involved, Venus is always or usually about love as well. So it's one of those days I'd like to say you can get some nice surprises in romance and love, and dreams can come true in love. We've also got the end of a post-shadow Mars retrograde, which will take some of that spicy argumentativeness out of relationships and things like that. So if you've been having set twos with another half, then that could ease for you, and things just tend to, the heat goes out of situations. But what it does mean is that it encourages you to act quickly about things. So if you've got a decision to make today, the astrology of the day would be encouraging you to act fast. And that's what the astrology says. Shall we see what the tarot says? Right, so my collective reading. Let's just give these another shuffle. I've been shuffling like mad this morning because it's so strange how like the same card came out 3 times in a row. But like, I always shuffle well, and I don't just do this reading in the morning. So, you know, it's unlikely that's anything to do with shuffling. Very much unlikely. But we shuffle again anyway, just because we like to shuffle. Right, collective reading. Okay. Do you know, I keep telling you that the tarot has a sense of humour, right? And it really, really does. All right, so, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. All right, so first of all, for the collective reading, we've got the end of something. And it's usually the Ace of Cups reversed can be the end of a relationship or the end of a feeling. Think cups are feelings. So it's the end of feeling a particular way about a person or situation. So something is ending. But this also ties in with this card, the Nine of Cups reversed, which is called, right, this is the wish card. And it's this way up, it's like a wish come true. And it's this way up, it's like your wish isn't going to come true. But that's not like sort of done and dusted and final. What it is, it means that it's whatever it is you're trying to achieve isn't going to manifest given what you're currently doing. So you have to change tact in order to manifest the thing that you wish for. So these cards, I'm going to say, are quite linked because it's like the end of something, the end of feeling a certain way. And that's necessary. That is necessary in order for you to change tack, to get what you really desire and to get what is going to make you happy, what's going to fulfill your wish. So it feels like the ending is needed. There's an ending that's needed, yeah? Because sometimes you have to get rid of the old wood, isn't it, to start afresh and to start down that path that takes you to where you really want to be. Now, the third card is the Six of Pentacles again. So that's what I mean about the tarot having a sense of humour, because this card keeps turning up, doesn't it? And I'm sure, you know, I'm going to tell you the explanation, and you probably all know what the explanation is at right now. In fact, you probably know it as well as I do, if not better, because it keeps turning up. Six of Pentacles is the giving and receiving card, and it's also about achieving balance. Now, with tarot, wouldn't it be great if all it was you learn the meanings of the card? So you learn a right way up, an upside down meaning, and that means that 78 cards times 2, so 140. I don't know, my maths has just failed me, 156 or something. You'd have to learn 156 meanings, and your reading would just be those meanings. And some people do it like that, but it's not how it works, because you're reading in context. You're always reading the position of the card. So, for example, in a 3-card reading, the third card would usually be an outcome, but you're also reading it in context with the other cards in the spread. So it's like that's how you create the narrative. And that's why, one reason why you'll get some ambiguities in a reading sometimes, and also you'll get differences between tarot readers because we all have a different relationship with our cards, and we all see the connections between them differently as well. So reading this card in context this morning, our giving and receiving card. Are we still all live here? Because the chat seems to be very quiet this morning. Just let me know if I'm still live. Would you mind, Charlene? Hopefully I am. It says I am. It says there's 6 people watching, I think, on YouTube. So hopefully that's right. So I'm going to carry on as if I'm live. Yeah. Everyone's in bed. Oh, that's cool. Thank you very much. You're such a star. You really are. Right. So reading this in context, okay? It's like something needs to end in order for you to change tack to get your wish. And it feels like what you desire involves a bit of balance, and it involves achieving a balance between what you wanted and what is necessary. And this could almost be about the sharing of something. It's like a compromise card as well, because it's about balance. Thank you, Mandy. It's like it feels that this thing that's going to be swept away, goodbye, needs to go so you can achieve your wish, so we can turn that back this way. And it feels like it's an emotional wish that's fulfilled. Doesn't have to be love. Doesn't have to be love. We hear just quiet today. Am I quiet today? I don't know why that would be. I don't know. I have got a new microphone, but I need something. Oh yeah, it's a stand. I need to set it up. I will get that sorted out. So it feels like the thing that you are going to achieve, your wish, is going to be something you feel strongly about. It's not necessarily love with this thing that you're going to achieve, but it's likely that it's emotional, okay? Or it's likely it's something that you feel strongly about. So it's a driving ambition, a driving aim. And it feels like in order to do that, there's going to be a sharing out, or there should be a sharing out. So you need to look at the balance of how things are working. Now this, in contradiction to your cups, is a pentacle. So this is almost a balance between your emotions and the practical side of things. So what you might need to change, or what you might need to get rid of, could be, are you approaching trying to manifest what you want from too much of an emotional point or too much of a practical point? Are you not allowing yourself to feel that emotion, or are you feeling it too much and you're not considering the practicalities? So we're going to look at, you need to get rid of this. Get rid of whatever it is in order to manifest what you want, and that could involve balancing how you're trying to get there between your emotions and your and the practical side of things. So that's how we're taking that this morning. So going back to my shufflating here, remember, if you have any questions for me, then you can put them in the chat. If you start them with QQQ, it makes it easier for me to see, because my eyes are not good, and the chat on my laptop is just that distance far enough away, so if I put my reading glasses on, I wouldn't be able to see it, and if I put my long distance glasses on, I also would not be able to see it. So I just have to squint and get even more wrinkles. Oh, you're here and just quiet today. Oh yes, auto incorrect is shite, I agree. Right. So just continuing to shuffle here. So I'm going to put down 12 cards, and we all know the score that of people that have been here for a while now would choose a number, or you choose more than one number, or you take the whole reading as connected. It's down to you. Use your intuition. Be the high priestess and decide how you're going to take these cards. And again, if you've got any questions, put them in the chat, or wait till the end and put them in so you know that I'm going to see them. But the chat's not busy today, is it? So I probably would see them, and we think everybody's still in bed. Oh my God, I have to tell you this before I carry on. Sorry for the waffle. So last night I had the worst sleep paralysis experience ever. It was so weird, and like I'm pretty sure it was sleep paralysis, but at the time I was really frightened. I don't care how spiritual you are or how many times you've dealt with negative entities, and I've got rid of a few. When something happens like this, you do fill your pants. So I was lying on my side, and do you know, this is probably tied in because I was watching Awaken with Beverly Rhodes, and they were sort of discussing this a little bit. I was lying on my side, my back facing the wardrobe, and I'm lying there, and I felt the bed go down at like the base of my back, and I thought, oh, one of the cats is like snuggling into me, and that it was like this pressure on the middle of my back here, and then here, you can't see me, can you? Here, and I'm lying there sort of that half asleep hypnagogic state where I'm just like laying there, but I'm mentally conscious, but probably physically dropping into sleep. And so this pressure on my back and this like sense of something there starts moving up and becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and like until it's all the way behind me, all the way up my back. And then get this was the part that I nearly died. An arm comes over me, like over my shoulder, like somebody's spooning me from behind, right? And it feels so black and dark. And immediately, because I hadn't rationalized in the cold light of day, immediately I think, demon. And I'm trying to like cast it out. So I'm trying to say the Lord's Prayer, which is what I use with negatives a lot. Although I'm not Christian, it holds so much power. But I'm like, I can't, and this is why I think it was sleep paralysis, because I couldn't move and I couldn't get my words out. So I'm feeling like this arm is getting tighter and tighter around me, and I'm going, oh, oh, oh God. And it was just horrific. And like, so I couldn't get, and eventually I get the Lord's Prayer out and this thing dissipates, and I'm like, lights on. I put YouTube back on because I didn't want to lay there in the dark and in the silence. So I had all the lights on, YouTube on with different podcasts on, just, and then I was awake for most of the rest of the night. So it was just, but it was like, I was so frightened at the time. And now this morning I was thinking about it and thinking, yeah, like they were sort of discussing something similar on Awaken, and it probably filtered into my subconscious. And also my friend Gab sent me a picture of like this black entity thing yesterday, and I'm thinking, did that all feed into it? So you see, I'm thinking, yeah, it's sleep paralysis, but I'm still a bit spooked by it, if I'm honest, because I can't 100% guarantee it was sleep paralysis. And it was terrifying. It's one of the most terrifying ones that I've had. And like, I'm laughing about it now, but I was crying. It was awful. Right. Okay. So now that I've told you that, I shall get these 12 cards down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What do we think about that 6 of Pentacles coming out again, man? Honest to God, that is bizarre and funny. The tarot really has a sense of humour. It really does. Right. I'm starting today with number 2. Ooh, hello. Hello, the Chariot. We haven't seen you for a while. If you've chose number 2 or you are resonating with number 2, the Chariot is a major arcana card. So it means a major means it has a big influence on your life, or it's a big change. And the Chariot in the upright position here is about forward motion. It's about drive. It's about no obstacles can stop you. It can also be about vengeance. So it can be that, you know, if it's like a Machiavellian instinct. So if somebody's wronged you, you're like, well, I'm going to get you. I'm going to take you on. So it's that forward motion. But it can also mean that if you've got 2 choices to make, and yesterday we were talking about 2 choices. See this black and white sphinx here? Sphinxes. Sphinxes? Black and white sphinxes is here. Then, and it's like 2 choices, and you're just banging down the middle of them in the Chariot. So it's like you're making fast decisions. This ties in with the astrology. The one little message from the Chariot that's like a tap on the shoulder is like, make sure that you're not moving so fast and you're so like channeled on one outcome that you miss the other opportunities or other choices that could present to you. So this is a good card. You know, it's a good card if you've got to get things done, or if you're in a position where you've been feeling like you're lacking energy, because it moves you to that completely different point. Do you know, I can't see half. Oh, no, I can see the chat. I can. It's just, it's in a different colour for some reason, because you can see it on the screen. I can see that too, but I've also got it open like on the other side, but it's like in a different colour. Ignore me there. So yeah, so this is like this forward motion. It's also a card that talks about brute force, because it's like achieving your aims at any goal, achieving your aims at any cost. Moving forward to your goals with taking no prisoners, and that can be a positive thing, can't it? But it can also, you can trample over people in a chariot, basically. So just make sure that you're not doing that. If that resonates for you, please let me know, and please accept that reading. Number one. This is my Virginia DeFrey card, and this is how I associate her at the moment. This is the 9 of Wands, and it's called, to some, the Wounded Warrior card, okay? And it's about standing up for yourself, and it's about standing up for those around you. And it's persistence, resilience, determination. It's that never giving up. So if you consider somebody, it doesn't have to be Virginia, that's just my association, that's grown with this card. This is how we develop as tarot readers. As events happen, you associate that with a particular card, and then it gives you a deeper insight into the symbology and the deeper meaning of the card. So this person's been through a lot, and yet they're still standing there, and they're still like, I'm still here, and I'm still fighting, and I'm still going for the truth. And not only that, I'm still defending other people. So if you've chosen number 1 today, you have the Wounded Warrior card. So this card is telling you that it's a recognition from Spirit that, yeah, you've been through a lot, and these are trials and tribulations that they could have broken people, but they haven't broken your spirit. And the thing is, this is a number 9 as well. A number 9 is moving towards the end of a cycle. So it's like saying, okay, just hang on a little bit longer. If there's one particular thing that's giving you a lot of blooming headaches, okay, that's really, really sort of causing you issues, just hold on tight for a little bit longer, because it feels like that particular battle's at an end. But this card also, it reminds you of how strong you've been and where you've come from and how many obstacles you've overcome in your life. Because I always think that, you think, oh my goodness, I can't deal with this again, I can't put up with this, not again, I haven't fallen down this hole again. And then I always think, this card reminds you not to think about that obstacle as like insurmountable, but to remember how many times in the past you felt like that, and you're still here, and you've got past every one of those obstacles. And the good news is that it's all going to end up okay in the end. And that's a message from the universe, because if you believe in the fact that we are eternal energy, even something, and I'm not saying this is anything to do with this card, but even something like a physical death, I believe you go through the physical death and then you're like, whoa, is that it? And here I still am. Okay, so it's like everything is okay in the end. We are eternal spirit energy. But this card, yeah, resilience, you're doing well, you've fought so many battles, and you're standing up for yourself and other people. So that is noted. And if that card is for you, then take it as that pat on the back, but also take it as encouragement that you can continue along those same lines, and you can continue to win battles. Okay, number 3. Oh, I love the Fool. So we have the Fool card here, and the Fool is an awesome card. If you've chosen number 3, or if you feel drawn to this card, you can put a big smile on your face, okay? Because the Fool's energy, he isn't foolish as such, okay? It's more of a carefree attitude, and the stopping, hiya Pam, it's the stopping of that self-limiting beliefs and being able to step forward into something new, feeling like you're going on a new adventure. Look at the illustration. The Fool is traveling light. He's just got his little thing on a stick. I don't know what those packages are called. He's got his thing on a stick, and he is so he's not taking his baggage with him. He's leaving the baggage behind, okay? He is stepping out into a new way of being, a new freedom, a new adventure. So if you've chosen this card, you're being encouraged to be like the Sun card, to step forward into the sun and take on something new without fear of failure, okay? So like, almost put failure to the back of your mind. Be brave and courageous like the Fool, and have that sense of youthful freedom, because the Fool card is the number 0 in the major arcana. And what that means is like it's infinite possibilities. So it's like when you start at 0, you could go you can go anywhere. It's like there's no predestined route. It's you can make your own destiny when you're under the energy of the Fool. It's a lovely, lovely card, especially if you're starting a new venture. I'm just looking out the window because if I see a FedEx van, I'm going to disappear for 2 minutes because I should be having the prototypes of my new Oracle cards delivered today. And I'm dying to see them, so I'll have to run downstairs and get them. So you'd just be looking at my shelves for a while because I don't know how to turn the camera off yet. But it might not come till later. So back to the Fool. So if you've chosen this card, or if this card resonates with you, then it's a day for feeling that freedom. And we're all free spirits, you know, at heart we're free spirits, and yet life seems to break us down and grind us down and put us into boxes and shove us into corners where we start not believing in ourselves. That when we were children, we played and we believed anything was possible, and you become more and more and more jaded. And as you get older, it feels like there's so many doors that shut, so many opportunities shut. And when you're younger, it's like one shuts and yeah, I'll do something else then. And it feels like you get channeled as you get older to expect just one outcome. So let this energy take you back to that carefree expectation of success. Okay, just remembering that child inside and nurturing that child and enabling that childish energy to push through and take you to new places. Now, the only sort of little tap on the shoulder from this card, just to remind you, this little dog here is barking at the Fool's heels as he just joyfully steps over it. It's actually the edge of a cliff, but it's in a good way. But the dog's just there to remind you that whilst you're going on your adventure, don't forget to listen to your friends, and if you can, take them with you, because the dog is the loyal companion, okay? And the loyal companion has a voice. That's why he's barking. So make sure that you listen to friends around you, and if possible, try to instill them with that youthful energy as well. Share the energy of the Fool. It's literally brilliant card. Love this card. Not foolish. Number 6. So number 6, we have the 7 of Wands, and that's reversed. And it can be sort of some unexpected advice coming that's in a good way. And it's also the removal of competition as well. So it can be some good advice coming to you, and it can just be people sort of that have stood in your way being removed, and you getting the news from that. And it's like you've had to battle for something. You've had to sort of stand up for yourself. And it's often to do with competition and struggle, okay? But when it's reversed, it feels, this is how I associate this card. It's like that competition and struggle is being removed. It's being taken from out of your way. So it's like the blockage is being cleared. This blockage of having to stand there with your wand, with your big stick, fighting other people off because they want the same thing as you, or they're trying to get to the same thing as you, or a team around you is almost working against you. It's like they have been cleared. That energy has been swept away, and it feels like your Fool energy, your new energy to stride forward, can now be manifested. So the energy of being held back has been taken. Now you can step forward to achieve your desires and to achieve the things that you want. So again, a really good card. Number 5, we have got the Page of Wands reversed. So the Page of Wands reversed can mean like a stagnation in creativity. It can mean like feeling a little bit stuck and a little bit like your inspiration's dried up. So it's almost like a little bit of a reverse of the Fool. but not to the same, like not to a major arcana strength. It's just a small hiccup, and it can mean that you feel like a little bit flat, yeah, or a little bit like you've had enough, you can't be bothered. But the good news is, if you're watching this on the day that I'm doing the live, then it's a Friday, so it's a good day to feel like this, because we've all just gone through a week. So it's a Friday afternoon card. It's like, yeah, I'm done with the week, bring on the weekend. And it's a reminder that in order for you to return to the full energy of the Page of Wands, you need to rejuvenate. This card, when it's in this way up, is about creativity, manifestation, magic, okay? Bringing that magic of the abracadabra wand back into your life. So when you're like this, it just reminds you to take a step back from those things that have stressed you out recently, and from things that are sucking the energy from your life, and from anybody that is sucking the joy from your life. Get rid, wipe them off the table, because you need to return to the full energy of the card when it isn't, when the energy, not the card, the full energy. I always say energy of the card, and I know everybody thinks different, but to me, the tarot are just bits of card. It's the energy they represent that's important. So in order to manifest this full energy, you need to rest, yeah? You need to rejuvenate. You need to drop people who are draining you, or say no. It's the power of the word no. It's the power of telling people, nah, I'm not going to go and see you this weekend, or I'm not going out this weekend because I've had a hard week and I'm not doing it. Don't feel obliged to do things, because your energy is all important, and it's important that you conserve that in order to move forward. Because when you keep leaking energy out, then eventually, you're going to end up in a far flatter place than you are now. Because as I said, this isn't like a major drop. It's like, it's just a feeling of, you know what, oh, I need some time off. Oh, Pam, are you like that every day? Oh dear. Maybe you need to spend a lot of time rejuvenating, or perhaps you need to, I was going to say go on holiday, but that's so like almost patronizing, isn't it? But it's like, maybe you need to work on yourself and work on your approach and ways of thinking about things, and see if you can regain that energy, or a way forward to it. What's a path to it? Have you thought, if this is you every day, then have you thought about looking at different healing modalities? Perhaps there's something that you can do, like energy work and things like that, in order to grow that energy again, because feeling like that every day is draining. I know it is. So maybe you can look at that if that is you every day. Number four, the Nine of Pentacles. If you've chosen number 4, or if this resonates with you, then the Nine of Pentacles is a lovely card. This is an independent lady, and she knows her stuff, and she is reaping the rewards of her hard work. And it's a card that is about success, prosperity, good luck. It's also about knowing who you are and the confidence that you have in your decisions, knowing when you're right about something, to stick to your guns and not to take on the advice of people without knowing that, yeah, it comes from the best place. Because often when we've got a decision to make, everybody wants to stick their oar in, don't they? Everybody wants to tell you how to do something. But this card is saying that if you're in that position, no, you know best today. You be that person that's like, nah, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm just going to do it my way. Now, also, this card, if you see, this lady is actually in her garden. She's surrounded by grapes in the tarot, because grapes are notoriously difficult to grow. I don't know, because I haven't grown grapes, but I assume I wouldn't be able to, seeing as even my houseplants die. Then she's surrounded by a glut of grapes, yeah? That means that she's put in the hard work. It's been a struggle, and she's now at a point where she's able to reap the harvest. She's able to gather her grapes and to make wine or jam. Can you make jam out of grapes? I don't think you can. Grape pie. She can gather her grapes and do great things with them. So that's sort of symbolic of you being able to now make that decision that you have to make, and it's going to lead to that place of sitting back, being able to look around your beautiful metaphorical garden of all the things that you've grown, all the things that you've put work into and achieved. And you'll be, I mean, look, she's even got a lovely bird sitting on her hand. And that's to indicate that really it's like a bird in the hand, and they're also in the bushes. Okay, so it's like everything's coming to her, everything is there. So this is an extremely positive card, and it means that the work that you've put in, the manifestation that you've been doing, where you've been heading towards, what you've wanted to achieve, is there with you now, or is moving very close to you. So get ready to receive what you've requested. Number seven, we have temperance. Temperance is about moderation. It's about achieving balance. It's about economy and management. And it's another card that's a little bit like, a little bit, sort of, when I was talking about the chariot, I think I mentioned the two sort of polarities, like those two sphinxes, where, you've got, it's a question of sharing things out. I think I was talking about that with that card, and this card is pretty similar because it asks you, this temperance angel, she has one foot in the water, one foot on the land, and that's to indicate that balance is required. It's a balance between emotions and practicalities. In fact, no, that does apply to the chariot, but it was in the collective reading. I was talking about that more, wasn't it? So it's knowing that this balance between emotion and practicality is required, and it's moving as well. You've got she's pouring water from one cup to the other. So that's sort of symbolic of moving energy from one place to another. And it asks you to look at your life and say, right, where is my energy going? Where is my attention going? Is it going to the right place, or do I need to rebalance things here? Do I need to take on board the fact that something I've been fighting for, something that I've been trying to achieve, just isn't going to work? And we can't just get what we want all the time, sadly, very sadly. Because we sometimes have to accept that something isn't meant for us, and then stop putting energy into it and move your energy to somewhere else and something else. And that's the energy of this card. It sort of reminds you that everything in life is a balance, and sometimes we have to redress that balance in order to put our lives back on track. This is a card that also talks about moderation. So rather than energy all going to one particular place, have you been overindulging in something in particular? Have you been overindulging in one particular food or drink or substance or something like that? One particular person, have you been giving one particular person too much of your energy, overindulging in them, spending too much time with one friend and not another? You see, it's about that balance of all things, okay? It's also a card that encourages you to be frugal. So if your finances are out of kilter, make some changes to put them back into balance as well. So this card can apply to various situations, but it is about achieving that balance, exercising moderation in all cases. And it's a major arcana card as well. So it's a real heavy tap on the shoulder to say, get this sorted quickly, because you could be going out of balance here, and we need to redress that balance. Right, number 8. Number 8, you have the Ace of Wands reversed. So the Ace of Wands reversed is like a failure to progress, because when it's up this way, this card is like, yay, we've got energy, we've got forward motion, we're beginning something. An ace is the beginning of something. And it's like you've got potential, success, creativity. When we're up this way, similar to our Page of Wands reversed, but this is more like the beginning of something. When this card is up this way, it's a failure to progress, and it's a stagnation, and it's not being able to see the road forward clearly. So it feels like there was something that you wanted to start, or some way that you decided you were going to go, or perhaps you had plans to do something, and it's like there's been a stumbling block, or the way might have become more confused for you. It's like, does it now feel like that wasn't right and you're not ready to make those steps? So what we need to do when we have a reversed card, when a reversal happens, yeah, it's a blockage, but it's like the card drawing your attention to what you need to focus on in order to achieve the positive aspect of the energy that's represented by that card. So in order to turn this around, if you notice on the illustration, we have clouds of confusion. And to clear clouds of confusion, you need to identify what it is that's confusing you. So what we need to do with this energy is to have a really good think about what were those plans and why do we feel that we're not sort of moving forward? Why are we failing to progress with them? You need to identify what those stumbling blocks are in order to push through those clouds of confusion and become the true energy of the Ace of Wands, which is like, it's full of fire, of energy, of forward motion, of progress, of getting projects off the ground and starting new projects, okay? And sometimes if you've started a new project and then suddenly your motivation sort of leaves you and you don't want to do it, perhaps that's because you have done this work, you have looked at what's stopping you moving forward, and it's become obvious that this wasn't the path for you. So we can't always achieve everything that we want, and we can't. Sometimes it's helpful to discern earlier on in a project or task or even relationship. Sometimes it's easier and better to discern earlier on when something's not going right, so that you can either put it right or just get rid of it. Yeah, just leave it behind and move forward. So that's another interesting card. Is Aussie Mel's not in the chat, is she? Because she had a question yesterday about work and she did say she would let us know. And so I wonder what happened with that. I hope she appears at some point. Right, number 9. Number 9, you've got the Devil reversed. We had the Devil yesterday too, I believe, but in the upright position. The Devil reversed is a great card, okay? It's about recovery. It's about separation from something that was holding you back. It can be, as I said, recovery. This card comes up when people are recovering from addictions. Addictions don't need to be drink or drugs. They can be addictions to certain patterns of behavior. They can be addictions to people or to emotions or to ways of being. So it's about a release. It's about the Devil's also often about material things. So this card can indicate you being able to sort of, if you're one of these people that holds a lot of I can't remember the phrase, but thinks a lot of material possessions. This card sometimes comes up when you're now ready to move forward, realizing that materialistic things, the things that we have around us, aren't necessary for happiness. And sometimes you can find that happiness and that way forward by letting the chains drop to those things that you think are, the things, the physical, the material things that you thought you needed in order to make you feel like worthy. So it's like being able to move forward, feeling more worthy. It's a card that can also mean enlightenment, because it's like getting the demons off your back, leaving the demons behind, and breaking those chains and moving forward. So it's a really positive card, the Devil, especially when it's in this position. Because it is that. It comes up when people are having a divorce and it's a really freeing experience for them, or if they're leaving a relationship that was no longer for them, or any situation, a job that was just awful. If you're leaving a job, then this card might come up. If you are in a job that you absolutely hate, this card could be saying to you, break those chains, leave it behind, move on to something that makes you happy, okay? And it doesn't have to be materially, yeah. It's like, sometimes we can take on a job that makes us less financially secure, but more emotionally happy. So if you have this card today, if you're drawn to this card today, let me know if that resonates with you. Number 10, we're flying this morning. Number 10, you've got the Queen of Cups reversed. The Queen of Cups reversed can be a dishonest lady or somebody who's being It's like an not, hang on, I'm trying to think of the word, infidelity. Yeah. So if you've got this card today, if this is you, so remember it's a court card, so it can be you, it can be somebody else, difficult to tell with a one card reading, yeah? So if you have got this card today, it could be, right, if this is you, are you being honest with yourself? Are you being honest about your relationship? Are you deluding yourself? Are you delusional? Are you, is somebody pulling the wool over your eyes and you're letting them do that because you just want to let it ride? You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to admit to yourself that something in your emotional life isn't right. So you're the Queen of Cups reversed, meaning that your emotions aren't being fully expressed and fully lived. Another potential for this card is the Queen of Cups reversed sort of is repressing her emotions. So are you feeling a particular way, but you're locking it inside and you're not letting that energy of the full Queen of Cups manifest? Because the full Queen of Cups, when she's up this way, is emotionally open. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She is generous. She is giving. She is 100% in touch with her emotions, her own. And also she's empathic. She's in touch with the emotions of other people as well. So when we're up this way, it's really that blockage of those emotions. And as I said, it can also be a sign of infidelity. So have you been tempted, or are you considering that route? And this would be a tap on the shoulder to say, think very carefully about that, because it's very rarely a good idea. And we all know that, don't we? So I don't need to sit here and tell you that. So the other explanation with this card, if this is somebody else that's around you, it could be that somebody, a female energy, is not being honest with you. It's that feeling of dishonesty, or somebody is covering something up from you. This card is also a card that sometimes comes out when there's a third person in your relationship, but I don't want to, I hate saying that, because it's like, I always think people are going to be like accusing their best friends of stuff and things like that. But it is a card that comes out in that situation, but only because that third person in a relationship, if it's a female, is being dishonest, yeah? And that is the energy of the Queen of Cups. It's all that being hidden, not telling somebody how you really feel about something and what's really going on in the emotions. So watch out for this energy today. Number 12. Number 12, we've got another queen. Wow. So we've got another queen, and it's the Queen of Wands reversed this time. So we've got reversed queens today. And the Queen of what runs Wands reversed is also about dishonesty and deceit, but it's more about the energy of doing that. So it's like somebody to do with your sort of your inspiration, the people around you that bring you forward and lift you up. It feels like somebody is not being honest with you on that level. Okay, now this is if it's somebody else. All right, it feels like somebody is sort of allowing you to continue down a road when they might think they should actually tell you to stop and do something else, but they're withholding that information from you. So that would be the case if this is indicative of somebody else around you. Female energy, not being truthful with you, not assisting you, not giving you their best advice. And it's often because there's an ulterior motive. So they're not wanting you to progress. They're not wanting you to become the queen. So that's one interpretation if it's somebody else. If this card applies to you, this is asking you to, again, be honest with yourself about what you want to achieve and identify any opposition or threats that are around you, and identify things that aren't working and that are going to hold you back from achieving what you want to achieve. Now, also on this card, we have a black cat, and the queen, if you look at her, she's looking down at the black cat when she's in her upright position. Now, what that is symbolizing is your inner self, your intuition, your witchy side, if you like. We're not all witches, but we all have an intuitive side inside of us. And it's sort of asking you to re-look at your intuition, connect with your inner self, connect with your black cat, okay? Use your intuition to make decisions. Now, this card can also mean, with it being upside down, it can also be about jealousy. So if are you experiencing jealousy? Because it's the worst emotion. It's really, really destructive. Or is the person who this card is pointing out to you, are they acting from a jealous position? So are they, you know, when I say an ulterior motive, that ulterior motive could well be jealousy of what you are achieving or what you've or what you're heading for, because one's is about energy and forward motion. And you know, some people they don't like to see people succeed, you know, because it makes them feel bad about themselves, or like it makes them feel worse about themselves. And that would be our Queen of Cups reversed if that was applying to somebody around you. Okay, so watch out for that energy. And number 11, and we know number 11 is Mandy's card today. And we have the King of Pentacles reversed. So the King of Pentacles reverse can be about a money situation that isn't developing as it should do. And it could be indicating that you're not the sovereign of your finances at the moment. And it feels like you're being asked to put your crown back on and to readdress what's going on money-wise, and to readdress what your future is money-wise as well, and to sort of look at taking on a more active role in sort of harnessing forward motion for success to do with your finances and to do with the practical aspects of your life. Excuse me. And the king, because the king, when he's up this way, he's like unbeatable. He's a practical man, and he knows what to do with his money. He knows how to how to manifest things, how to get things moving, how to make things happen. He knows how to succeed. He knows how to reap the rewards of his harvest. So when it's upside down, it's like it's blocked. You're not heading in the right direction at the minute with your finances or the practical things in life, and you need to redress that balance in order to become the king again, in order to be able to master, to be the emperor of your money and of your material life. Okay, so that can be you. It can also be, remember this is a court card as well, so it can also be indicative of somebody around you. So is there somebody, say for example, and we do like a little practical literal example, is this somebody that you know? Could it be a partner? If you're a woman and you have a husband, perhaps, is he struggling a little bit with financial management and he just hasn't said anything? And your job would then to be to identify that and to offer some support. Okay, so that's an alternative meaning for that card for you. Verdangi in the chat, I don't think you've been with us before, have you? So what I do with this, it's a 12 card reading, so you would usually choose a card or more than one card, and then think of your question, and then we would go on. Then I would go through each card and interpret it, or you can take the whole all the cards here as a reading for yourself and connect them all. But you can also ask me a question in the chat. So go for it. Put a question in the chat and I shall do my best to answer it. Oh, bless you, Charlene. Yes, I also do like full readings, but they will, you know, they take like about an hour or half an hour. So I wouldn't do that online in the morning. So if you wanted to book a full reading, you could go to my website, which is skyspirit.co.uk. But I'm happy to answer quick questions in the chat as well. So go for it if you need to do that. While you're doing that, while I wait to see if you do want to ask me a quick question, then I shall reshuffle these cards. Career guidance, yeah? Okay. Anything more specific or just career guidance? Because I take that as looking at, you know, are you thinking of going down two different paths? But I can look at that generally and we'll see what comes up, shall we? Because when you ask a general question, you tend to get a more general answer. So it's whatever's more useful for the month of May. Okay, right. Grand. Let us have a look at the month of May. Career guidance for Vedangi in the chat. And I hope I'm saying your name correctly there. I don't know, Charlene. I don't know. I could always make you a mod, couldn't I? But like, I don't feel like I have enough people watching to have a mod yet. But I could try anyway. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? I think you can probably put links in. If you can't, Vedangi, that you can see this, the thing going along the bottom of the screen has got my website address on it as well. So there's always that. Right. Okay, so we're looking at the month of May for Vedangi. Okay, so I feel like at the moment you're in a position where you're having to exercise a lot of inner strength, and it feels like you're torn between, okay, so you're torn between the Four of Swords, which is feeling like you're stuck, you need a rest, you haven't got the energy to move forward. It feels like you're torn between this need, exhaustion, not being able to move forward, and then also a need to strategize and move forward. So we've got the Four of Swords trying to hold you back, it's that feeling of exhaustion and the feeling of not needing to rest from something in your career. You need to rest from it. But then you've also got the Seven of Swords coming up, which is about strategy and moving away from a particular path. See, this guy has gathered up his swords and he's moving away from something. But what he's done is he's made a clear path. He's made a clear path to go forward, and he's planned it really well. So what you're being encouraged to do, and in order to make those plans, I'm going to put that card down because we don't want that card. That is the path that you don't want to choose, which is procrastination and doing nothing. So what we want you to do is choose this path, which is making a firm plan. And in order to do that, you're being asked to look to your internal strength. But this is also a card that also talks about courage. So the steps and the plans that you're going to need to make, you're going to need to use your internal strength and have courage and bravery to step forward and to move away from something. So if you were, for example, considering a new path, this would be the cards that would tell you that, because this feeling of stagnation that we're leaving behind, procrastination, goodbye, you use the full strength, inner strength, be brave, step forward. And when you've done that, the changes will happen fast, because you have the event moving in, which is the Knight of Swords, and that would move in really quickly for you. And it feels like, because we have a lot of swords in this, it feels like you've been quite conflicted about this, and you've had to do quite a lot of soul searching about this, and it feels like you're trying to reason with yourself, you're trying to exercise logic to make these decisions, and that's a really good thing, but it can be exhausting. It can really make you feel, I don't know which way to go here. But be brave. But the key here is forming strategies in order to make your move. Okay, so it's saying do not be impulsive about that. Make a strategy to move forward and courageously step forward into your future plans, because that's going to happen fast for you in May. And then once that manifests, this is save the best for last. Okay, once you've done that, use bravery, step forward, things come in fast, you then become the Empress. Okay, and the Empress is the creator, the manifester. She is fertile. It means that she has she's planted seeds which grow well, all right, because she is the Mother Earth. She's the person that gives birth to new ideas and new things. So that feels like a whole new career path for you that you've bravely stepped forward into, and which manifests as something which will grow for you in the future. So I hope that is of some help for you, Vedangi. Is it? I don't know. Maybe you could let me know, or maybe it isn't. So we're not infallible tarot readers, and nobody should say that they are infallible. So I'm hoping those hearts mean that that resonates with you. Okay, Mandy, let's have a look. Give me some guidance on how to best navigate this day. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. That's sometimes, you know, sometimes with the tarot, it's nice to ask things like, what would be, yes, what would be the best thing for me to know today, you know, because obviously sometimes, you know, I've done readings for people. This comes to mind. There was one lady, it was on Facebook, it was years ago now, and she contacted me and said she wanted a reading for a daughter who was getting married. So put all the cards down and I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, this isn't about your daughter getting married, this is about you. And I had to say to her, look, this isn't about your daughter, this is about you, and this is about this particular situation. She was torn between, because she was getting into a relationship with somebody who had a different faith to her, I think, if I remember. And so it was really it was a situation that was difficult for them both, and it was like she was conflicted. That's the word that I'm looking for, and I can't remember the rest of the reading, but it was like the cards were like, shut up, we're not going to talk about this marriage, we're not going to talk about the daughter, we're going to talk about this woman. So and my point here is that sometimes it's nice to ask, what do you want what do you want me to know? So Mandy, let's have a look, some guidance on how best to navigate this day. Right. Right, okay, so it feels like there's been some trouble and strife. There's been some sense of difficulty, some sense of there's been something happened that's been a negative event, and you've had to be the Nine of Wands. You've had to be standing your ground and sort of battering off opposition, sort of really fighting your corner here. So this is like, I feel that this isn't about this 10 of Wands feels like it's already happened. So I'm not predicting, oh my goodness, you're going to have a disaster today. It feels like this situation has already occurred, and where we are, because it's a 10-9, where we are is with you standing your ground over something and sticking to your guns about something today. And it feels like, when you do that, Mandy, it feels like, I'm just going to pull a clarifier here. Okay. Yeah. Right. So I love these cards. I love it. They don't let me down. And you know, one thing I've learned with the tarot is just trust the cards and say what you see. Because sometimes you think, what the hell does that mean? And you say it and someone's like, yes, that does apply to me. And I know exactly what you're talking about. So this event, which has been unsettling, which has been something that's needed you to be resilient and stand your ground and stick to your guns. Be strong about something today, because to do that is going to help you to balance something that's going on, because it feels like there might have been a juggling thing and not knowing which way to go with something and sort of having to achieve a balance. So what that might involve is you having to leave something behind. So you may well find yourself in a position today where you have to like sort of decide not to pursue something, or to leave something behind that is good to leave behind, because it's done its purpose, it's served its purpose, it needs left where it is. You know that saying that sometimes when everything falls to the floor, sometimes it's better not to pick up the pieces and try and fix them. Sometimes it's better just to leave them all and move on. So it feels like in order to achieve this sense of balance, you might have to leave something, or to decide today that you're not going to do a particular thing anymore. You're not going to go down a route. But the great news is, I know it's a 3-card reading, but I'm pulling clarifiers here. The great news is here that because of your resilience that you show today, because of sticking to your guns about something, you're going to reap a really good harvest of that good work. So it feels like it's going to really pay off for you. So to summarize that, it's like there's been something that's happened that's been unsettling, that you've had to stick to your guns about, and you've fought your corner to achieve a balance and to bring things back into that state where everything's working all right. Might be that something has to go, and because when you make those decisions, you're going to find that your what is the crows come home to roost or something saying? It's something like that, isn't it? It's like you reap the rewards of the decisions that you've made and the ground that you've stood. So have faith and confidence in yourself today, Mandy, and things should work out really well for you. So I hope that resonated with you, Mandy. If you are listening still, if you let me know. Hello, Casabear, how are you doing? You been in bed? So, Mandy, could you let me know, does that resonate with you? Or am I totally off here? I think I've got a delay on the chat as well. Or maybe Mandy is not here anymore. So, any more questions in the chat today before I call it a morning? Because I think I've just been blethering on for more than an hour. And you know, when I first started, I thought, wow, we're on like card 3 and like it's only this time. And normally I've just been rabbiting on for ages by this time. So I feel like I've gone relatively quickly. And now I'm looking and it's like 11:35 here. Trapped out on the veranda for half an hour. Love it. Absolutely love it. How on earth did you do that? Did you lose the key? How did you do that? Oh, Mandy, thank you so much for that feedback. And I hit the nail directly on the head. But that's always good to know. And I love to see that positive outcome with the card at the end as well. Because, you know, it's when you're on the spot and somebody asks you a question and you see an outcome and it's not good, it's really, really difficult. Because I always tell it as it is. But when you learn tarot, and I have actually studied it as well. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. But I'm not going to lie. I've got a certificate up there that says diploma with distinction in tarot reading. But I have actually studied it formally, and you're really taught that if you see something bad, you have to find a positive way of saying it. Really, if you see what I mean. So this is why. This is why it bothers me, and it should bother other readers, and it does if they're good readers, when people ask questions about their health. Because if you see something that's like, oh my goodness, that's like not good at all, then how do you say that to somebody, you know? And you say, perhaps you should be taking good care of yourself, or something like that. And it's like, you know, it's a difficult one, because also remember that what you're seeing in the cards, and this is only my opinion, is what's most likely to happen given what you're doing now. Yeah. And we can all change the future, because for example, now this is a bit of a strange example, but it's just coming to my head here. I could tell you, yeah, your health's great, then you could walk out my front door and jump under a bus. Okay. And that just totally changes your future, because we have free will. We are created with free will. And so we can change the things that happen to us at any time. So with health, it is a difficult thing. Now, I also struggle with health questions because of the power of, you know, self-fulfilling prophecies. So, for example, when I had cancer, if somebody had turned around to me and said, oh, I foresee that you have cancer, and that's really serious, and oh my goodness, you didn't even know about it, I would have been put into such a negative state of mind that I believe that would have affected the prognosis, which I have. So it's like, because I've been able to shift to a positive state of mind, it's enabling me to believe that I will get through it, and believe that it's not going to take me out. And I believe in the power of positive thinking. So health's a tricky one for tarot readers. And I can't even remember why I'm blethering on about this now, but you get me. You get me, yeah? Righty-ho. Right, I'm just going to have a quick read of the chat here to find out why Kaz has been locked out. And then we're going to call it a day. At work, he's working on the boiler, which is right at all, so couldn't get back in. Oh my goodness, I hope it's still sunny in Scotland, though, so that you didn't get cold. And it's really, the weather is changing here in Northumberland, and I think our summer is over. Oh, thank you, Charlene. Yes, I'm going to be on Psychic Saturday. Is it Psychic Saturday or Saturday Psychic? I always get that wrong. Tomorrow night on Lady D's channel at 7:30 with the amazing Azria. So I will be there tomorrow, and I am, just as I was the other times that I've been on with these wonderful ladies, I am just so utterly nervous because like they're just so good, you know, they're just they shine so bright, and it's like it's an honor, but it's also really intimidating to do that, because you're like, oh my goodness, what if I like put these cards down and my head just goes blank, or somebody goes, that's a load of rubbish. So it's I'm looking forward to it. Might even buy myself a new lipstick. Right, okie dokie. I think I'm done, and thank you so much for being with me again. And love you all. Sending lots of love across to wherever you are in the world. Hoping that the sun shines, if not on through your window, then in your heart. And Azria's excited too. I love that. I hope so. I hope we all have a good energy between us, and I'm sure we will, because it's going to be, we'll be bouncing off each other. And you know, you get over your nerves once you've been on for like 10 minutes or so, and you've got a couple of questions under your belt, then they sort of dissipate. But like, honestly, the worst thing's when you're sitting waiting to go on, and you're like, oh God, what if it all goes wrong? But it should all go right. So please join us tomorrow at 7:30, and I'll see you. I won't see you tomorrow morning. It'll be, I'm not gonna see you till Tuesday, because I'm gonna have the bank holiday Monday off as well. So it's bank holiday in the UK, and we'll all be sitting out in the freezing cold rain, having barbecues and pretending that it's still lovely. Okay, lovely to spend